Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yo, welcome back. I know it's been a little break. We took a little break this morning. We even had another show that came in, Wealth for Generations. But let's get back to the news, man. This morning we had to go down to Bridget Pettis's basketball training camp, do a couple of interviews down there, and talk to some people, and just getting with the community, man. Just talking to the community. So we had to take a break in between our show and just come back and talk to you guys again about what's going on. We really appreciate anybody that logs on and messes with us today. But today, we're going to go straight into the news. So let's get into it, man. We're going to talk about some things that's been going on. Good evening. That's not even good. What is it? Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's segment of Habari News Weekly. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison, as always.
And I am the co-host, Aisha.
Joe. So welcome, everyone. We appreciate it. You got your notes out? No.
Yeah, I do got my notes out. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to make sure we say hi to everyone that's joining in from TikTok.
What's up, TikTokers? TikTok, you don't stop. We knock boots to 6 o'clock. Anyway, yeah.
Yes, today we have a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and dive into this week's top stories.
All right, man. Our top story, the first story today, we got 10 Senate Democrats cave to avert the government shutdown. In a surprising turn of events, 10 Senate Democrats have conceded to Republican demands to avert the looming government shutdown. Notably, those Democrats had minimal involvement in the initial negotiations, but ultimately agreed to the terms presented. The senators in questions are Senator Mark Warner, Virginia, Senator Joe Manchin, West Virginia, Senator Kristen Sinema, Arizona, Senator John Tester, Montana, Senator Jayne Shaheen, New Hampshire, Senator Angus King, Maine, Senator Tom Carper, Delaware, Senator Chris Coons, Delaware, Senator Maggie Hansen, New Hampshire, Senator Michael Bennet, Colorado, all voted to get the bill passed. So we also had Chuck Schumer. I think Chuck Schumer is a congressman, though, right? Mm-hmm. He discussed why he passed it. He figured that he didn't want to see Donald Trump with all that power that he would have if the government was to shut down. There's a lot of infighting going on with the Democrats right now, trying to figure out exactly the best way to fight Donald Trump. But it doesn't seem like they've come to a consensus. You go ahead, go next.
Yeah, I mean, their decision sparked debate within the party, with some praising the move to keep government operational, while others criticized it as a weak capulation.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I don't know, man. It just seems like the Democrats are not getting on the same page. They are not aligning with a way to fight Trump and his movements. They just seem to be all over the place. A good way to think about it is if you think about when he had the congressional address, and everybody had a different way of trying to fight Trump. Some people had signs, some people wore pink, some people were yelling, but they did not have a plan, all of them, on which way to go and which way to fight this Donald. And I think that's an issue that Democrats are going to have to hurry up and figure out, or they're going to have problems, man. One thing about the Republicans, you may not like what they're doing, but they're all on the same page. Mm-hmm. They all say the same things. They all say the same points. They're on the same plateau, all of them, same page. So they're not playing around when it comes to that. So we got to oh, okay. Well, the stream, Mr. Crizzy, the stream is about news, politics, and what's going on in the community. That's what we talk about here, man. Just what's going on today and the news throughout the week. We are another John Oliver, as you would call it, but just not as funny or goofy as him. But that's what we try to do, man. Just try to make sure you guys are informed and you have a good outlook of the week's politics, news, sports, and comics. But let's go into the second stop story for the day. Former President Trump's ITA firings undermined his trade agenda. Now we know since day one, Trump has been making a lot of moves, man, when it comes to these tariffs. He's fighting a lot of our um, 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 allies, Canada, Mexico. He's fighting with the EU. He's talked about putting 200% tariffs on their champagne and alcohols and wines. He was saying that we could create our own champagne here. But if I'm not mistaken, champagne has to come from Champagne, France. It's a city that makes all the champagne, and that's why it's called champagne, because it's from that place and they make it. If I'm not mistaken, and it's gonna be tough, man. All these trade wars, it's gonna be tough on a lot of people. So you need to save your money, save your dollars, save your coins, put some money aside because right now, man, it's going to be tough. Friday, we saw another hard day from the stock market. We have tariffs going in on all type products, and this is the way it's going to be. So save your money and get ready for a rainy day because, man, it's definitely coming, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So, former President Donald Trump has fired several probationary employees at the International Trade Administration, raising concerns about the agency's ability to promote America's industries and exports. Experts argue that this move directly contradicts Trump's America First trade agenda. It's going to hurt us.
You're right. And um there was a lot going on this week
Mm-hmm.
in reference to trade, tariffs,
Yeah.
taxes
Yeah.
this week. I'm pretty sure that you saw it because I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
where Elon and Trump were standing outside of the White House talking about um, tariffs and how they were affecting things like Elon Musk's Tesla.
Yeah. I mean, he set up a car lot outside of the White House to help sell Teslas.
Hmm.
Then later on, we find out that the tariffs are hurting Teslas.
Yep.
So this Mr. Smart guy that has all the moves and know everything put in tariffs that hurt his number one guy.
Right.
Like, are they even thinking about these things? Anybody would see, hey, look, man, look, maybe we shouldn't put these tariffs in. They're going to hurt our homeboy Elon. But they don't do any studying of anything. They just do shit. Like, how many people already, these probationary people that have been fired, a judge in California has already made him, he has to hire these people back.
Right.
How many things have he went forward with and then has to take them back? Who leads this way? Could you imagine being at a job and your manager comes to you and say, "Oh, we're going to give you a raise." Then the next day they take it back. "Oh, now you know what? We changed our mind, bro. We can't do that. My bad. Like, this is how this dude is governing. And people are applauding for this shit.
It's pretty sad if you really want to know the truth.
It's horrible.
I mean, even with everything that's going on this week, the stock market took a major hit.
Yeah.
Like you were saying this week, it dropped by 10%.
Wow.
Analysts are pointing out that political instability and recent policy decisions are key factors in the decline of the stock market.
Right. I mean, the guy, he keeps saying that these tariffs aren't hurting us, but we all know better. So let us go into the top story number 3. Market experienced significant drop, like you were saying. The stock market dropped by 10%, pointing to political instability and recent policy decisions as key factors to the decline. His decisions are making the decline. I mean, if this your homeboy, you love Trump, and he can do no wrong. You have to look at these situations and say, man, maybe we shouldn't go down this route of putting tariffs on everything.
Right.
It's just like we've already known that the tariffs is a main reason we went into the Great Depression.
Elliot Wells from TikTok says the president can't read. So what do you expect?
It seems the way he's governing, it seems like this cat can't read. I mean, for real, man. I just don't understand putting in plans and just removing them the next day when he see the stock market crashes.
Mm-hmm.
So our top story number 4: Trump seeks military plans for Panama Canal season. I can't believe this. In another shocking revelation, Trump reportedly requested military strategies to take control of Panama Canal. This move has sparked international concern and raised questions about U.S. foreign policy.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. This dude, I mean, I almost think he wants to take on Canada too in the military in a military fight. He wants to take Greenland militarily. He wants to occupy these places. Isn't this what dictators and bad guys do?
Right.
They take over places. These people are our allies.
And didn't Russia take over a key piece of land that they had already previously taken over once before?
You talking about Crimea? But they already had Crimea.
No, it was in Ukraine.
Oh, they took over.
Yeah, they retook a key piece of land
that Ukraine had taken over at one time.
Right.
And then now they took it back.
Right. And now Russia's taking it back.
And Russia has a big part of Ukraine right now. And Ukraine is like, dude, we don't want to give this up. And the situation that we have right now, Donald Trump is pretty much making them lose their concessions and the things that they don't want to give up. He's pretty much making them. He's putting them in a situation where they're in a lose-lose situation.
Right.
He took away their intelligence for a week, and in that week they lost land.
Yep.
They lost a lot of territory. Russia bombed them, and they couldn't make decisions to stop the bombs because the intelligence was gone from America, which is crazy. That us over here, we have more intelligence about Russia than the people that live right next to them. That's crazy.
Thelma on TikTok says, America is the greatest country in the world. Other countries will come back on their knees.
Holy crap. What are you, hey, what are you talking about, Miss Peckerwood? What are you talking about? Why we want countries to come back on their knees? Like, what is this? What is this? I don't understand what we're doing here. America is supposed to be the place of love and bringing in the people that are being ostracized by other countries. And we bring them in to make people come into the place where we accept everyone. Give us your huddled masses is what the Statue of Liberty says. It seems like we don't want to live by those words anymore. It's really getting ridiculous. Don't kid yourself. They're coming after us. No, we're going after them, Miss Peckerwood. I have to disagree. Donald Trump is going after them. These countries have not put in tariffs. They haven't started the trade war. This is all Donald Trump. So
She says, don't kid yourself. They're coming after us.
Right, that's what I was saying. They're not coming after us. We're going after them. We're the richest country in the world, and we're sitting around talking about, oh, they're screwing us. What do you mean? Well, Mr. Roger Lyon, Peckerwood is another person's last name that's on TikTok talking to us. Her name is Thelma P. Peckerwood. That's why we talked about Peckerwood. But like I'm saying, man, we're the ones that is making this trade war happen. We are the richest country in the world, and we're telling everybody else that they're screwing us.
Mr. Rogers says those countries have tariffs on us already.
Yes, they have tariffs on us, but those tariffs do not kick in unless certain things go through, certain sales go through, certain situations happen. Dude, why are we? If we're hurting so bad, why are we the richest country in the world? If we are hurting so bad, what is it? How are we be so powerful? I just don't understand what people are crying about. We all want to see the world do well. We all want to see America do well. But why do we have to do well by hurting other countries? I don't understand that thought pattern.
I don't either. Calvin 1950 says white reality is war.
Hmm. I mean, our realities should all be the same. It's crazy that some people can build their own realities. They can take out other people out of that reality and live in their own little zone, which is amazing to me. All right, so our other story is going to be Trump administration investigates 60 colleges for anti-Semitism. ASU is one of those colleges. They are all over ASU right now about their DEI. ASU does a good job of making sure that all people from all different walks of life have a chance to go to school in ASU. Donald Trump wants to end that. These are the reasons why I say this dude is racist. Like, what is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
Do they not want to see black people go to college? Black people, veterans, gay people, we can't learn. The reason why, dude, these things were put in place is because education for minorities were always falling apart. Every time they looked at the numbers, it's 90, 100% white. Black people, Mexicans, Chinese, all these people aren't getting the option to go to school in these places. Now these places say, hey, you know what? Let's open up the doors. Let's give these people a chance so they can learn, so they can make their neighborhoods better.
Mm-hmm.
But Donald Trump and the rest of the racists don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And, Showbaz later here has a comment. Yeah, bro, I don't see people, I see love. If you want to know how someone thinks, ask what they see when they are looking at you. Their answer is key.
Now I have to agree with you. Sometimes a lot of people like to say they're colorblind. They don't see color. That race doesn't matter. They don't see race. I want people to see my race. I don't want people to look at me and be, he's this. I want you to know who I am. I want you to know what I'm about. I want you to know I'm black, and I want you to celebrate that. Saying I don't see color is, to me, I don't know. See the color, but respect it. That's all we got to do is respect each other. But we have these people putting in policies that does not want to see other minorities gain anything. What you got? Blast Entertainment.
Yeah, they said India outpace white.
India is doing a great job of teaching their citizens, and those citizens are coming to America and taking our jobs, baby. They taking all our jobs, and that's what they're doing. And America, we're making it harder. We're making it harder for people to go to school. We're making it more expensive for people to go to school. So
he says, you see color for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone sees color. It's just some people choose to ignore that. I can see your color and still respect you as a person. Seeing color does not mean that I hate you because what you are. Seeing color is saying, hey, I respect what you are. I don't care if you're white, green, purple, blue. I still have respect to you until you lose that respect.
Yep. And then moving on, as you were saying, how the Trump administration is investigating over 50 colleges
60
for its anti-Semitism, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Trump administration is investigating currently over 60 colleges for alleged anti-Semitism, targeting schools with strong pro-Palestine activism, as well as, and the critics are calling this an attack on free speech and academic freedom. So we're going to go ahead and play this clip of the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, and her remarks on this issue.
The president promised that under his watch, we will no longer stand by while universities tolerate.
When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs. And I'm curious.
The president promised that under his watch, we will no longer stand by while universities tolerate and facilitate anti-Semitism and support of terrorism on their campuses. The department's recent actions, which hopefully you've seen at Columbia University in coordination with our law enforcement agency partners, are part of the administration's mission to end anti-Semitism in this country. Just last night, we worked with the Department of Homeland Security to execute search warrants from an investigation into Columbia University for harboring and concealing illegal aliens on its campus. That investigation is ongoing, and we are also looking at whether Columbia's handling of earlier incidents violated civil rights laws and included terrorism crimes. This is long overdue. Let me be clear. Hamas is a terrorist organization. It has the blood of American citizens on its hands, innocent victims, many of whom are citizens of this country, have died because of Hamas's actions. Any person engaging in material support of terrorism will be prosecuted.
Yeah, man, go ahead and hit the thing back, scroll all the way to the top. There we go. Yeah, so we hear that nonsense that he's speaking. This is coming from the same people who pardoned January 6 offenders, who beat up police officers. Now, I'm not saying that what they did in these colleges who were pro-Palestinian at that time, I'm not saying what they did was exactly right, because there were some situations where they went overboard. When you start destroying property and you start doing things like that, you're definitely going overboard. But to hear it from the people who pardoned January 6 offenders, it's hard for me to listen to these people. Because if you ask that guy who was just talking, you asked him, how does he feel about January 6? And you know what he's going to say? Oh, those guys, they were just trying to fight for freedom. Oh, those guys, they're freedom lovers. Those are the good guys. They killed police officers. They still going to call them good guys. Now you trying to say that these students are horrible? They didn't kill anybody. They didn't hurt anybody. Nobody was physically harmed at all. I don't have to 100% agree with what you're fighting for, but this is what America's about. America is about talking, protesting, going out and waving flags, saying what you don't believe in and what you don't think is right.
Having your voice heard. That's
what first speech is about. The First Amendment is about, man. And these people who are hollering First Amendment, for they can say the N-word on Twitter, they got a problem with these people protesting. Now, if somebody got violent and hurt somebody, then yes, get them the fuck out of here. I agree. But they damaged some property. That I can say, yes, that's wrong. Fine them, make them pay some fines. But kicking people out, this guy has a green card. What are we doing?
And he's married to an American citizen.
Got a baby on the way. I mean, what is going on right now? This is straight up some Nazi shit.
Bella Blue 132 said, damn straight. Enough. No more violence anti-America or terrorists in America?
Well, let's get rid of all the January 6 people there. Let's put them back in jail because them people are definitely terrorists. It kills me how you people are hypocrites. You have no problem with January 6th and all those people getting out of jail, but you trying to put some college students in jail, kick them out of the country because they agreed with Palestinians? Look, man, look, dude, when it comes to Israel, like I said, I stay neutral because both sides have done craziness when it comes to Hamas and Israel. We cannot act like either one of them people, either one of those groups are great because Israel just bombing everybody and then Hamas killing innocent people. All the innocent people that Israel killed, all the little kids. I can't get with either side. I'm not going to pick a side. And for these people that's picking sides, acting like they know what's going on, and man, I can't take it, man. I don't even want to hear it. This is, man. Look, now the Palestinian student, his name is Mahmoud Khalil. He was arrested. Columbia University student activist. He was arrested during a pro-Palestinian protest. His family released footage of the arrest, sparking outrage and student protests across the country. Let's go ahead and play the clip of him being arrested.
What? You're going to be under arrest. So turn around.
Okay,
Stop
let's
resisting.
not.
Stop resisting.
Okay, he's not resisting. He's giving me his phone, okay? He's not, I understand, he's not resisting.
Put your arm
Like,
behind.
There's no need for this.
Don't worry about it. You're going to have to come with us. Don't worry.
I'm coming with you, don't worry.
No one's resisting, no one's getting worked up.
you guys really don't need to be doing all of that.
It's fine, it's fine. Maybe it's fine.
حبيبي كيف بدي اتصل فيك؟
Take Amy. Call Amy. She'll be-
Okay. Hi, Amy. Yeah, they just like handcuffed him and took him. I don't know what to do. Okay. And what should I do? I don't know. Nor. Let me ask. Can we get a name, please? Of can we get your name? I understand the lawyer is asking for your name.
Go over there. No, we don't give our name.
The lawyer's asking for your name. He's saying they don't give their names.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They'll be taken to immigration custody at 26 Federal Plaza.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
They'll be taken to immigration custody at 26 Federal Plaza.
She said they're taking him to 26 Federal Plaza. Can you please specify what agency is taking him, please? Excuse me. They're not talking to me. I don't know.
ICE lady. They took him to Federal Plaza.
I don't know. Excuse me. The lawyer would like to speak to somebody. Oh my God, they're literally like running away from me.
Man,
That's where they went wrong. Because them agents were supposed to stop and provide their information.
I don't know if ICE agents are under the same stipulations and rules as police officers. I don't know. I'm not sure on that. That's something I would have to look
That's
into.
just crazy. Because how you a federal agent and you're acting as a police officer or ICE agent and somebody's saying, hey, I need you to come here and talk to my lawyer to provide them with this information they're asking me for. And you're like, oh, well, we don't provide that. Just go here.
Yeah,
That's just some BS right there.
That's something I would have to read into. Do they have to give up their information and everything? You would think they would have to, but I'm not for sure on that. So there's something we would have to look into, man. But it's on you.
I mean, in response to Mahmoud's arrest, members of the Jewish community occupied Trump's tower, chanting, "We want justice." You say how? Bring Mahmoud home now.
Let's go ahead and play that clip. They're down.
You're lying. I'm a better.
Now you see, go ahead, bring me back. Now you see, these are Jewish people. I know a lot of people around don't understand what's going on. Freedom of speech is a standard in this country. There's nothing wrong. That man did not do anything wrong, man. What does he say? Salt X Salt. I guess that's Salt M2. He says all law enforcement must provide credentials when asked for, regardless if local, state, or federal.
Yep. Just like I was saying, it should not matter what agency it is, as long as they are a law enforcement agency. If someone asks them what is their credentials, what's their name, badge number, any information like that, those officers they are required to give that information.
But they didn't. So I don't know.
And they wasn't following the rules.
They didn't. So I don't know, man. They didn't do it.
Going back a couple here, T-Dub says, do you think street gangs are terrorists?
No, you have to have laid out politics. You have to have I can't think of the name of it right now. But you have to your politics have to be written out. And when you talk about street gangs, they don't have those things. They don't have anything a manifesto. They don't have that at all. And street gangs, if they were more political and they were more speaking on what they want from the government or from the police officers, then you would put them more in the you could say that they were more in the terrorist area. But since they don't have any political wants or political needs, they don't have a manifesto, they're not talking about things in that realm, then no, you wouldn't call them terrorists. They're just criminals.
Yep.
So no, I wouldn't put them in this terrorist category.
And also this week when Mahmoud was arrested and his family released the footage, Senator Chris Murphy explained that there was a baseless case against the Columbia University Palestinian student Mahmoud Khalil, saying that there is a young man in jail today for protesting at his college. No charges, no criminal conduct. In dictatorships, they call this a disappearance.
Let's play that clip.
A young man by the name of Mahmoud Khalil, an immigrant and a legal permanent resident of the United States, is being held right now in prison, even though no criminal charges have been filed against him. Now, I want to tell you why that should matter to every single American. Khalil is a recent graduate of Columbia University. He opposed Israel's military operation in Gaza. He has deep animus toward Israel's policies and the U.S. support for those policies. He helped organize the protests over Gaza at his university last year. You can disagree with his views or his politics, but there is no evidence he has broken any law. But last weekend, Trump officials entered his apartment and took him into custody. They brought him to a detention facility in New Jersey at first, but when his family went to visit him, he wasn't there. For a while, his family and his lawyer had no idea where he was. They eventually found out that he was being held in a detention facility in Louisiana, and that's where he still is today. In dictatorships, they call this practice being disappeared. No charges, no claims of criminal behavior. The White House doesn't claim he did anything criminal. He's in jail because of his political speech. And here's why everybody should care. In America, your political speech is protected, whether or not the president likes what you say. But today, if you're loyal to Donald Trump, your speech is going to be protected, even if it's hate speech. You can be Marco Ellis, an employee of Doge, who said he, quote, was racist before it was cool, and, quote, normalize Indian hate. And the vice president of the United States will tweet in your defense. But if you are disloyal to Trump, or you're organizing against Trump's political agenda, your speech could be criminalized. You could find yourself in jail. Now, Trump chose to begin by disappearing a Palestinian immigrant, hoping that his place of birth and his immigrant status would just cause people to look the other way. But we cannot. Because once it becomes normal for the regime to disappear people simply for protest against the regime's policies, once a citizen or a resident of America can be locked away with no charges against them simply because they protested, there is no going back for America. Even if you're a hardened Trump supporter, this practice should cross the line for you. Even if you disagree with Khalil's views, this practice should cross the line for you. This has nothing to do with supporting Trump. This is about supporting an American value, maybe the most important American value, protecting free speech, even if it's speech you disagree with. If our new reality is that a president can disappear an opposition protester with no charges filed against them, we are not America any longer. Today it's Mahmoud Khalil. Tomorrow it's me or you.
It's you. It's you. Tomorrow it be you.
Yep.
I know that everyone thinks that it's not going to be them, but it could be you. You were protesting. You didn't like, hey, maybe you protest because a company did something to you, fired you, or did something, and you want to protest. If Donald Trump is pro that company, then he gets to take you to jail. I mean, this dude sent a letter to a politician because the politician said something that he didn't like about Elon Musk. This dude is trying to encourage the DOJ to go after his political enemies. Mm-hmm. This is straight up dictatorship bull. This out the dictatorship playbook. This in the first chapter. Like, dude, he is straight up taking all of this shit out of the dictator playbook. He's just running with it. And this people just clapping. Yay. Oh, yay. They don't care what happens to no one until it happens to they little stank ass. Now, when they out there, could you imagine if Biden was arresting everyone who was out there saying they was pro-Trump? Could you imagine that?
Right.
Like, dog, I don't understand what's going on in so many people, dog. That's what dude, you realize why slavery was around for so long. It's so many people who keep quiet and just let bullshit go down. Mm-hmm. It's so many people who just look the other way as long as it's not their door that they're knocking on. Oh, it's not me. Fuck them. Like, dog, this is going to be a problem if this is going to keep going on. Like, you have to worry about your neighbor. You saying fuck your neighbor is the Trump way? This is garbage, man. I can't stand it. We don't love anyone anymore. And our leader is the main person who is the biggest hater. I just don't get it, man. So, this is a big story, man. This is a big deal. And many people don't think this is a big deal because they don't agree with this guy's politics. I don't 100% agree with this guy 100%. But Palestinians have the right in America to protest. They're trying to tie the guy in with Hamas. He's just a Palestinian person that's protesting. Why he got to be with Hamas? There's no connection with this guy in Hamas. But they just bringing it up when they talk about the dude just because they are pro-Palestinian, because they don't want to see the people get blown off the fucking earth. Oh, that's a problem. We don't want you in our country anymore. Dog, Israel was blowing these people up, man. And you don't think that people from there is going to protest? America was helping them. They're going to protest. Now, I really feel sorry for this guy. He's done everything right. Green card, doing it, working his job, just because he decided he wanted to protest against the American government. And this dude, Trump, wasn't even in office.
At all.
He wasn't. He's going back on something that happened 6-7 months ago or more and trying to put this kid in jail, lock him up. You're not going to send him. If you're going, what are you going to do? You can't just keep him in there. Either send him back to Palestine, where he's from, or leave him the fuck alone. They're not deporting him. They just holding him in Louisiana. And then this morning we see it's a second person that they're trying to get. So they're going to go after everyone that was protesting for Palestinians. That is crazy. That's some straight up Nazi shit, dictatorship shit. Man, dude. So let's go into the next story about Elon Musk. He's had a tough week. The Dow, the Wall Street took a hit. Tesla stocks have took a dump. Donald Trump has decided that he was going to make the White House into a car lot, a sales car lot, where he's out there pushing products, something the president is not supposed to do. He's not supposed to push products. Have you ever seen a president do that before? This dude is the only one. Nobody's supposed to. You're not supposed to be doing that shit. Donald Trump don't care about he don't care about rules. He does what he wants to. Okay. So Elon Musk gets emotional in a Fox interview. In an emotional interview on Fox Business, Elon Musk admitted he's been struggling to manage his companies as Tesla stock continues to plummet. Trump's tariffs have also hurt Elon Musk in turn. Trump set up the White House like a car lot to help Elon's falling stocks. Let's go ahead and play the video of Elon Musk about to break down the cry.
You're hearing a call to action? Yeah. You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
Nobody cares about you crying, bro. How many people are getting fired this week and can't put food on their table because you fired them? Nobody cares about your little stinking ass stocks losing money. Nobody cares how hard it is for you to fucking run your businesses. You're firing everyday people, the everyday people who are buying your little fucking stupid ass cars. You're firing them. Talking about I'm trying to make government. Nah, dude, you're trying to put yourself in a place where you can make money off the government for decades.
Yep.
That's all you're doing. You're going after the organizations and the different groups that was coming after you, and you're going after them, dismantling them. And Donald Trump is too dumb to realize what you're doing. That's all that's going on.
Yep. And to add to Elon's troubles, multiple Tesla cars this week were set on fire in Berlin. And Congressman John Larson publicly called out Musk for his alleged Doge scams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, you just don't get it, man. You got that video?
It's crazy. I mean, America's Attorney General, the head of the Department of Justice, declared, if you're going to touch a Tesla, go to a dealership, do anything, you better watch out because we're coming for you.
Play that clip there. Right there. Go down.
Elon Musk. They are targeting Tesla dealerships, the stations where you charge a Tesla. They're vandalizing cars. I have already directed an investigation be opened to see how is this being funded, who is behind this, doing this. We have people we're locking up on that. We have someone in jail right now from one of the dealerships. They threw a Molotov cocktail through a dealership. They're looking at up to 20 years in prison. So if you're going to touch a Tesla, go to a dealership, do anything, you better watch out because we're coming after you. Wow. And if you're funding this, we're coming after you. We're going to find out who you are.
These people are, I understand that, you damaging property. I understand that. But these people are coming after people just because they are hurting Elon Musk, the stinking ass stock and his feelings. Fuck Elon Musk. He don't give a fuck about you, and I don't give a fuck about him.
Exactly. And then, also this week, Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona said, Tesla, you fired.
Fuck.
I can't wait till I can get me a new ride because I'm getting rid of this box piece of trash you got.
And I don't want to drive in a car that's owned by an asshole, is exactly what he said. Mark Kelly from Arizona, our state, He's not dealing. He don't want to deal with this shit. And Elon Musk called the man a trailer. This man has more in his pinky finger than he has in his entire body. This dude has sacrificed everything for his country. He's a veteran. He was in NASA. This dude is an American hero, man. You ain't nothing but a bitch who need to go back to South Africa. We don't give a fuck about you here, bro. And you gonna come here and disrespect people who have really laid it down put it on the line for this country? And you think you could talk shit about them? Get the fuck out of here.
A motherfucker that has not one, but 3 citizenship statuses, because he's also a citizen of Canada
And Australia.
and Australia,
And Africa.
South Africa,
And here.
and America.
And
he think that he can really come to our countries, take over our programs, and run things the way he wants to run them, which is running shit into the ground.
Fuck out of here. This dude ain't worried about nothing but his fucking pockets. Now we got Vice President J.D. Vance. He was booed at the Kennedy Center. And good. Let's run the video of this chump getting booed.
Which one was that one?
I don't even see it.
You didn't put that one in?
Oh, goodness. Well, anyway, I was supposed to put that in there. But yeah, man, he got booed today, and I was happy to see it. I was happy to see it.
Bayless says, "Who are the idiots that believe in Trump, the slob crybaby, and his butt kissers?"
Man, extreme butt kissers, dog. These people ain't even, dude. The Congress has we're not doing anything. We're just gonna let Elon Musk and them do everything. I mean, it is crazy. I have to agree with you, Ted. These guys are huge ass kissers. Then the crying they've done for 4 fucking years. They get in office and they act like nobody's supposed to say anything against Trump. Every day I had to hear, "Let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden."
People still got that tag on their car.
And everything. Gas went up. Oh, Joe Biden did this. They putting stickers on the thing, talking about Joe. This is Joe's. He did this. And now they're like, who's talking against the president? You don't get the fuck out of here, man. So Vice President J.D. Vance was met with loud boos and jeers while attending the National Symphony Orchestra at concert at Washington's Kennedy Center. I think Trump put himself in charge of this place.
He did. He made himself chairman.
And a lot of people are upset about that. And this dude, J.D. Vance, he's went several places and been booed. Several places he's went to, he's been booed. People are not liking this guy. So the crowd reaction reflects the growing tensions between the artistic community and the current administration. People are really upset at this guy. So, it's all good, man. J.D. Vance, like I said, he's just been not a great guy, and everybody's booing him. Everybody's sick of him already, and he's going across the country disappointing people every day. So, that's it for the top stories for today. Let's get into some more stories. Just give me a couple of moments here before we can get into some more stories. Let's get it going. So, I mean, it's been a crazy week, man, and we're trying to stay on top of all the news that's coming out, man. But it seems like I really think that Trump tries to keep all this information going 24/7, man, to just overwhelm the media, so they don't know which direction to go into. Because it really, really seems like they do so much every day. I'm not. If you look at any other president, they always take their time to make decisions. They try to take time to do things, for they can get a little time to think about how this may affect other people, to think about which direction is best for the country. It seems like Trump wakes up and just makes whatever he was dreaming. That's the decision that he's going with. Oh, I was thinking about this last night. Let's do it. You should have researchers that's supposed to look into things. People are supposed to go through and make sure that no one's getting hurt, that people are keeping their promises, that money is going into the places that it's supposed to go into. Donald Trump isn't doing these things. We got judges telling him he needs to pay for money that he has kicked out, talking about for Doge. And he's not doing it. He's not following any judge's orders. The things that are going on, this is the craziest administration I've ever seen in my existence. This is crazier than his first term. It's insane. So let's go into your stories.
Yeah, it's insane. But, moving on. This week, the U.S. Department of Education, we already discussed it a little bit. They were investigating over 50, 60 universities for alleged racial discrimination as part of Trump's push to dismantle DEI programs. Officials are claiming that these programs exclude white and Asian American students. The investigations follow a February memo warning that schools could lose their federal funding over race-based preferences in admissions, scholarships, and or their student programs. So a lot of students, universities have revamped or redid how they're going to do their commencement ceremonies for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the most inquiries are targeting universities partnering with a PhD project, a nonprofit that is supporting underrepresented students in business programs, which officials say engage in race exclusionary practices. Some of the schools that are under scrutiny include Arizona State, Ohio State, Yale, MIT, and Duke. Additionally, 6 other universities are being investigated for offering race-based scholarships, and another for allegedly segregating students. The investigations expand from a 2023 Supreme Court ruling banning race-based college admissions.
Mm-hmm.
And these policies are facing legal challenges from major teacher unions, arguing that it infringes on educators' rights to free speech.
Right.
Now, this 2023 Supreme Court ruling that they're referring to here is when an Asian American sued a college university stating that, they were being discriminated against for being admitted into the college.
Right.
That's valid. That's valid. If the school is saying, no, we're not going to do this because you're Asian American and we're looking for this, that is the reason why the student chose to sue the school.
I mean, he won, but I just don't understand. When you look at the demographics of the Ivy League schools, 20 to 30% of the students are Asian American. So it seems like, they're like what, 2-3% of the country.
Yep.
And 20-30% of them are getting into these schools. I'm not seeing how they were getting discriminated against. But if they were making decisions solely based off race in these schools, then I guess you can see that could be unfair. You don't want to see anybody making decisions just off race. They should be making the decision off how good the student is. Maybe you do want to make sure that everybody gets a chance, so you give everybody a chance to enroll, but you can't take everyone. So you do want to be fair. You don't want to take people just because they're black, and I know they're not doing that. Or black people would be way more educated than they are.
Get this. When colleges decided that they were going to end their affirmative action in colleges, in their university, in their admissions processing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This led to a drop in African Americans or black people enrolling at some of the elite colleges like MIT.
Right.
MIT reported a drop from 15% to 5% of Black students enrolling into their schools.
And this is what they want. This is what the Trump people want. They don't want Black people getting educated. They just, that's for real. This is why he against DEI like this. He want it to drop. It's already been dropping, man, as they do things to remove affirmative action. Now they're doing things to remove DEI. These things were put in place because we were already facing racism.
Right.
Now they're talking about, oh, white people is. Why are y'all 90% of the rich people? Why are y'all 90% of the people that earn big thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? The CEOs, all 90% white. Like, what are y'all really complaining about? It's not like white people are losing their standing. A couple Black people have earned a little bit. You don't like that? You don't like to see people come up in this world? You want to see the Black man just stay slaves and on the street corners? That's what you want to see us? Like, the evil is so crazy nowadays. What are we doing, man? If we don't take people from these bad neighborhoods and give them a chance, crime is going to skyrocket. People need options. And it's insane that these people are doing everything they can to make sure that certain people don't get in schools. And we've already seen, just since the court case in 2023, we've already seen a decline.
Yep.
Because an Asian dude, he couldn't get in.
Couldn't get in.
Now, how many things do Black people can't get into? Do we go to court and be like, but these people, the Asian dude, I should be getting in. Because they think that they should supposed to get everything. We already know that motherfuckers don't want us anywhere. So if we don't get in, well, we'll try the next school. This dude, what? I didn't get in? I want to make it hard for everyone else. Nobody, they're not picking me. So I'm going to take this case all the way to the Supreme Court because I didn't get into the school I wanted to get into.
And MIT is one of those elite colleges. It's one of the top 5 schools in the nation for people to attend. And we can barely even get access to even have the same study curriculums as other people to even take the SATs and the ACTs and all of this. They put all these requirements on us, and then they still don't even pick us.
I don't know, man. I just know that the education system, when it comes to the education system in poor areas, it's horrible. And that's where a lot of Black people are coming out of. It's horrible, man. And what they're doing with these school vouchers, what they're doing with everything to take money away from these schools, they're doing everything that they can in their power. And what we're seeing here in Arizona, school after school shut down. School where we was at today. Look at the school. Can you believe that? What we saw. And did you believe that, Jim? Like, dog, can you believe this shit, man? That they are letting shit like this go down? It definitely
needs to be updated.
I can't believe that they let shit like this go down, man. But they want all this shit privatized. So the bad schools, the public schools don't get any money. That's why they trying to end the Department of Education. So all these schools in the Black neighborhoods and in the poor Mexican neighborhoods and in the poor white neighborhoods, all these schools are going to close.
A study done in 2024 demonstrated how there were lower college enrollment rates for Blacks, Latinx, Native Americans, and Alaska Native students compared to white Americans and Asian students getting into colleges. And they're right. Whites and Asians get into colleges at a higher rate than we do. Their acceptance rates are just out of this world, where ours are dependent upon grades, what we did, how did we volunteer in the community, what activities did you do while you were in high school, what did you do this, and how did you do this, and how did you handle that? It's based off of our demographics and our struggles on how or when or if we are going to get admitted into the college.
And do you know how these rich folks get into their colleges? Their dad gives money, donates money to the school. Like, it gets them in. Their dad knows the principal or the dean. Their dad went to school with the guy, and they own a company together. So he built a library in there.
Mm-hmm.
You're automatically enrolled in the school that you want to, and you because he put all this money in there.
They make a special division for the school and rename the libraries and the theaters and the and the gymnasiums after their parents.
Right. And then they Nepo baby get in the school. And then they like, oh, well, we don't want these black people in here or these Mexicans who have to do everything in their world to try to get in. We're not getting handed in none of this. We don't have the money to donate anything to the schools. We're trying to get in on merit. Like you're always talking about merit this, merit that. Merit does not work in a meritocracy does not work when you got people who are in power who can just pick their cousins and their brothers. We don't have a chance, man. It's really sad. And we got all these people just looking at themselves, not looking at the whole pie and seeing that we're just getting a small slice.
Yep.
While everybody else is eating good, we're starving, hoping, got our hands out, hoping, oh, stop begging. Will give us a chance. Stop taking away our chances. Give us a chance to get educated so we can get to those places.
Give us the opportunity, and we will no longer ask you, can we have a chance?
That's real. Now, we do need to make that, they get mad when they see black universities. They don't even like that. HBCUs, they get mad. Wow,
and you can't even make an HBCU now. You can't even do it now.
No, because it's historic. Historic. Those things were put in places years ago. But the problem is that people get upset when they hear the word black.
Yep.
Why did we have a black school? It's because we couldn't get into y'all school.
It doesn't matter what the situation is. Black Lives Matter, historically black college and university. They don't like the term or phrase black being placed into any of our names and titles for our businesses.
Switch your camera.
Like they don't like any of it. If it's got the word black in there, it's automatically going to be associated with black Americans, and they just be like,
They hate them. They hate us.
We don't like it.
I mean, dude,
we don't want to have nothing to do with it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we're going to have to go back to the old days, building more black colleges owned by black people and ran by black people, because these colleges, they're not going to let us in. And this government is going to do everything in their power to make sure that black people aren't getting into these colleges. They're firing black people that's in high jobs, high ranking jobs. They're getting them fired.
Yep.
Trump is putting them out, getting them out of there. Oh, you're black. Get out of here. DEI. Like,
exactly.
dog, this is how they're doing us. And then they say, oh, ain't no racism.
But they're putting racism under DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah, right.
To include someone
is bad.
It's bad. To give someone an equal opportunity
is bad.
Is bad.
Why? Because you may be white, knocking out a white dude.
To make sure your company is diverse in its personalities that you have on your team. That's bad. Everybody has to have the same robotic personality as you.
Yeah, they only want white men to succeed.
It's horrible.
In this country. That's it, man. No one else can succeed. No one else. That's their American way, they think. And to see so many women, white women, with these guys, when you are the ones that has
benefit the most from affirmative action.
Most benefits from affirmative action and DEI has been women.
Yep.
And a lot of you went out there and voted for Trump, but they don't want you in the positions that you're in.
They don't want women voting at all. Trump said he wants a one household vote.
Man.
So that means if you get married and you take your husband's name, y'all get one vote for your household.
A lot of people want that. They don't want women, black people. They don't like that. They don't want us voting. They don't want to hear our opinions. So, it's crazy. But this is why I do this. You're going to hear my fucking opinion. Fuck you. I'm going to say what I want to say. You're not going to make me stay and stop saying what I want. This is why I'm out here talking to my people, trying to make sure that we on the same page. Trying to make sure that we are fighting the good fight. This is what it's all about, man. It's tough. But we have to educate ourselves.
Yep.
We have to build our own, because these people do not want us in their shit.
Right.
Let's do what we got to do. What's the next story?
This week, Wall Street reacted negatively to Donald Trump's economic policies, including his tariffs, mass layoffs, and funding cuts, leading to a market downturn. The S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and Russell 2000 have all seen significant declines, with investors shifting to safe assets like gold and government bonds. Despite the initial optimism following Trump's election, uncertainty over trade policy and economic instability have eroded Americans' confidence. Major businesses report declining consumer spending, and JP Morgan now predicts a 40% chance of the U.S. going into a recession in 2025 due to Trump's aggressive policies.
Don't you have a clip? Let's run that clip.
I do. Let's go ahead and run that clip.
Now to the stock market plunge as President Trump ramps up his tariff threats. The S&P 500 is now down more than 10% from its record high set less than a month ago. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, has the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Well, the president insists the U.S. will ultimately benefit from these tariffs, but Wall Street is clearly not convinced, as we are seeing new signs this morning that Trump's trade war is taking a real toll on the American economy. This morning, new alarm bells on Wall Street as the president's trade war escalates. The Dow plunging more than 500 points, and for the first time in 2 years, the S&P 500 going into correction territory, down 10% from its high last month. A benchmark that speaks to investor anxiety over Trump's tit-for-tat tariffs. Still, the president says he's not backing down.
We've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all.
In fact, he's vowing to go even further, threatening a 200% tariff on all wine, champagne, and alcohol coming out of France and the European Union, saying it's in response to 50% tariffs on U.S. whiskey that the EU announced in retaliation to Trump's tariffs in the first place. The president insists his new move will be great for the wine and champagne businesses in the U.S., but the French trade minister says Trump is escalating a trade war of his own making and is vowing to retaliate, warning we will not give in to threats and will always protect our sectors. In Louisville, Kentucky, distillery owner Victor Yarbrough is having to rethink his business strategy.
Maybe we need to hold off until the whole tariff thing kind of calms down a bit, and let's pivot to another country, or let's double down domestically.
Economists warn American businesses will foot the bill for Trump's tariffs and pass the costs along to consumers by raising prices.
Now you see that. You see that an American businessman is going to be hurt by these tariffs. Now their press secretary can holler and scream that this is a tax cut all she wants to, but it isn't fucking true. It isn't a tax cut.
Let's take a listen at the response from Trump's White House press secretary and what she said in regards to
When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs. And I'm curious for why he's prioritizing that over the tax cuts.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people. And the president is a staunch advocate of tax cuts. As you know, he campaigned on no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits. He is committed to all three of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
They
don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press. Mary.
Ooh, God, look, man, dude, I hate this fucking lady. I'm not going to lie to you. I despise this lady. Every day she talks She just talks down to everybody.
She does.
I can't stand this dude. I can't stand this bitch. She has no respect for anyone.
But that's how Trump likes his people, though.
Man, I can't.
Because everybody in Trump cabinet, that's how they talk to people.
Man, she's
every time Trump has had anybody as a press secretary, that is how they talk to people. That is how they looked at at all the news journalists.
That dude knows more about tariffs than your dumb ass do. We pay those tariffs, you dumb fuck. It doesn't matter how y'all try to package this shit. We have to pay it. They keep lying to us, trying to tell us that it's not a fucking a raise on our fucking prices. Oh no, he's lowering taxes. Shut the fuck up, man.
And then
How?
had the nerve to say, "Oh, it was because of prior economic conditions from the previous administration."
Get the fuck out of here. Our economy was going well. He got us out of COVID, and we've been going very well since then. You fucked it up when you was in there, and Joe Biden fucking brought it back.
And then he talking about he don't like the trade war. He don't like the trade deals.
You the one to put the
you
fucking
put them
things in
motherfuckers
place.
in place when you was in office the first time, bro.
You did this shit.
You the dumb motherfucker that did this shit.
And then you're gonna blame.
And then you don't
everybody else.
like the shit that you did?
I don't like it. They're ripping us off. Dude, man, America is in a great position, man. I'm not saying everything is perfect. And also, if you want to work deals, you want to be the deal maker, you're supposed to make these deals behind closed doors and talk to people.
The art of the deal.
You are going out and just pushing tariffs forward. It's just like a little kid going up to everybody, punching them in the face, and then when they get hit back, they start crying. Why'd you hit me?
Right.
Well, you just punched me in the face.
Right, exactly. A bully taking care of a kid being bullied, stands up for themselves and hits the bully, and the bully cries.
The bully's like, "What are you doing? Why you hit me back?" What the fuck do you mean? You're putting tariffs on everybody. They're gonna punch you back. What do you mean? No, why are y'all retaliating? You better not retaliate. Let me just put my tariffs on you.
I placed tariffs on you. You retaliated and said, "Okay, that's the game we're gonna play. Well, I'm gonna put tariffs on you."
And he gets mad.
And then you're gonna get mad and say, "All right, well, I don't like the fact that you put tariffs on me because I put tariffs on you. So I'm gonna add more tariffs on you."
This is a trade war. And no one wins in trade wars. Was that your last story?
Now we got one.
All right, what we got?
Not only that, the United States Postal Service this week said that they will be cutting 10,000 jobs.
Man. Dog.
And this is part of their efficiency plan that they agreed upon by outgoing Postmaster General Louis DeJoy and Doge.
Oh, my God.
In a letter to Congress, DeJoy cited infrastructure deterioration, outdated operating practices, and financial self-sufficiency as key reasons for the decision. And the National Association of Letter Carriers expressed concerns about the impact on workers, data privacy, but they also noted that Doge does not currently have access to members' information. And President Brian L. Renfro also warned against potential privatization of the United States Postal Service, an idea that was previously suggested by Elon Musk.
Man, it's insane, bro. It's insane. We're just in a bad situation.
Elon wants to privatize everything.
Yeah, man. Everything. This dude want to make money off everything. But that's the Republican way, man. They don't believe in anything for the social benefit of the American people. They believe that everything should be bought and paid for.
Yep.
They don't believe in any socialism, so that any social programs or anything that's coming free, like mail, they don't like that. They want us to pay. We're already paying for everything. We're already being pulled every rich direction. That's why when we just left from downtown Phoenix, we saw all these people sitting on the side of the fucking road because nobody can afford to do anything.
Yep.
All these people living out of carts and crates, building houses.
Tents.
Phoenix never looked like this, man. But now, this is what I mean. Businesses took advantage of people being fucked during COVID.
Yep, they did.
They raised their rent. They raised all the prices on everything. Now people can't afford to do anything but stand outside. We're in a bad situation, man. And there's nothing that this president is doing that's going to get us out. He's making it 10 times worse. So go ahead and run the comic book corner.
I'm going to go ahead and run Hollywood Hot Mess first before we hit into comics and sports.
Okay.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Aisha Rowan.
No one, but if you would like to sponsor us, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com. You may also message us on any of our social platforms. We are under Habari Entertainment. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Fanbase, and Blue Sky as well.
Let's go.
Awesome. And we also do thank all of our TikTok followers and viewers today, as well as all of our YouTube followers and viewers today.
Yeah.
This week's hot mess. Y'all aren't going to believe it. But a man is saying...
Did you run the thing? Yeah, you did already. My bad.
A man is saying that he wants to divorce his wife because she has been arrested for murder for hire.
That's a good reason.
I mean,
you can't say nothing bad about that.
Ghost Adventure star Aaron Goodwin filed for divorce this week after his wife, Victoria Lynn Goodwin, was accused of plotting his murder. Victoria was arrested on March 6th in Las Vegas after authorities discovered that she had been communicating with an inmate named Grant Amateo, who was using a prohibited cell phone. Amateo allegedly coordinated the murder with another person to carry out the actual crime, while Victoria and Amado were professing their love to each other via text message.
Wow.
Aaron stated that after this, there is no chance in hell for reconciliation of their marriage.
Right.
The divorce hearing is pending, and Victoria is scheduled to appear in court on March 25th.
Oh, man. It seems to be happening a lot more, man, lately with women trying to get their husbands killed. Just leave them. God damn. What? I mean, why do you have to get them killed? Why can't you just divorce the dude? I don't get the thinking, man.
But let me get this straight. This lady was married to a television star. What more could you want? You got fame, fortune, you got everything that you need.
We don't know how he was treating her. Or
That's true.
You know what I mean? We don't know.
That is true. However, she's going to say that she don't love her husband that she married. She loves an inmate, somebody in jail who's got a criminal record.
Oof, good picker. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound like the right move. But hey, do what you got to do. Whatever makes you happy, man. But why you got to murder somebody to get it done?
Man, that was my thing. That's what made this a hot mess for me, because like, you can't just say, all right, well, I don't love you no more. I don't want to be with you no more. Let's just get a divorce. Whatever the situation is, you could just walk away from it. But you're deciding that you want to actively commit a crime that is going to harm your spouse just to get away from them. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like I said, I don't get it. There's too many people, man, that's out here. Just leave them. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, let's go ahead and run the comic book corner real fast.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by...
I'm a sponsor. Email us at info@habarientertainment.com. We will set up a personalized project just for you to make sure that your company is getting the eyes that it needs. Please hit us up. All right, so welcome to Comic Book Corner, the show where we deep dive into the stories, the characters, and the culture surrounding the world of comics. I'm your host, Damon Dipling Ellison, and we're tackling a hot topic that's sparking debate once again. We got the Daredevil Born Again latest episode, man, which was a riveting episode. Very great show, man. A lot of good stuff. Kept you on the edge of the seat. So I just love this show, man, and the way it's going. It's really have held the ideals of the Netflix show and brought it to a higher level. Um, Daredevil Born Again. This episode it delivered a gripping courtroom drama showcasing Matt Murdock's relentless dedication to his clients. Um, the courtroom scenes were both riveting and compelling, highlighting Matt's legal prowess and moral convictions. We were also introduced to Angela Del Toro, portrayed by a new actor. Angela is the sister of Hector Ayala, the original White Tiger in the comics. Angela inherits the White Tiger mantle, adding depth to her character's introduction in the series. I just, man, thought that it was just really great, man. And the episode's conclusion was both unexpected and also treacherous, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Critics have praised this episode for its intense storytelling and character development. According to a source, the episode masterfully blends legal drama with superhero action, making it a standout series. Fans on Reddit have also shared their thoughts. One user mentioned the Karen backstory was a misdirection to make us think she would die, but we needed to see Karen's backstory eventually. Overall, this episode has been lauded for its intricate plot and compelling character arcs, solidifying Daredevil Born Again as a much-watched series. I have to 100% agree, man. It's must watch. I cannot wait to the next episode. You know, it was a slower episode, but I thought that needed to come. We needed to be in the world of him as a lawyer to see how he works his cases, to see uh, 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 how he brings and helps his clients. I just thought it was really, really compelling, man. And the ending, I do not want to spoil it for anybody, was just crazy. And this the White Tiger, he had did everything in his life to try to become a better person. He was being a better person for his wife, his kids, and look what happens to him. It's tough out here, man. And then this right here was just a great story, and it really reminded me of real life situations. So that's all for us, Comic Book Corner. But stay tuned for more insights and reviews on your favorite comic book adaptions. Until next time, keep reading and watching. Now we're going to get into some sports real quick. We don't have the banner running, but can you run Habari Sports for me real fast? Just give me 1 second here. We're going to run this intro.
Habari Sports.
Your ultimate destination for everything happening in the world of sports, from the latest headlines and breaking news, in-depth analysis and exclusive interviews. We've got you covered. So let's go. So, man, the Suns, they was able to pull out a win last night. I forgot who they played. Can you look it up and see real fast who they played?
See who the Suns played last night?
Man. We're going to dive into the hottest stories, dissect the biggest plays, and keep you up to date with the athletes and teams making waves across the globe. Whether it's the NBA, the NFL, soccer, or combat sports, Habari Sports is your go-to source for authentic and unfiltered commentary.
Suns played the Kings last night.
Yeah, we got a close win versus Sacramento. I mean, we had lost the game before, I think, to Memphis. The Suns they've been up and down all year. I really just have lost faith in the Suns, man, and anything they have going. It's so much that's going on that's focusing on the negativity that's going on in the NBA. And you You listen to everyone talk about that. All the talking heads are just negative, 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 negative. I think it's what we're paying attention to. If you watch Sports Center and you just watch those guys just telling what's going on in the game, they don't talk bad about the players. But if you watch these shows that are fighting, they're talking different discussions, they are just having these are opinion shows is what they call them. Opinionated people like Stephen A, Shannon Sharp, and all these other people who are just giving their opinions on things. Those shows can be negative because they are just trying to say what they like, what they do not like. It's an opinion show. So a lot of people are taking these opinion shows as these are the only shows that talk basketball. But you still have Sports Center, and no one watched Sports Center like they used to.
They don't.
But Sports Center used to be the main place where everyone got their news from that came from sports. Now we're getting it from First Take. We're getting it from these argumentative shows where people are saying their opinion and their side and their view, and it's cool. But these are the reasons why everybody thinks everything is so negative now, because we listen to these talking heads, the Gilbert Arenases, the Charles Barkleys, and all these people who are very opinionated. We can't look at these people and say this is the end all be all of NBA coverage when we have so many different ways of the game being covered. People talk great when they're doing the highlights of the shows. They don't put in their opinions and, oh, look, he's trash. They don't do that. But opinion shows online, people, they all put in their opinions. They all want to say, hey, no, I think this is garbage. I have times when I'm tough. I feel bad because my team sucks. And I come on here and I'm like, man, Kevin Durant, it doesn't seem like you're a great leader. You can't lead a team to victory. If you didn't go to the Golden State Warriors, you may not have won a championship. That's an opinion. Now, does that mean that I hate basketball or Kevin Durant? He's one of my favorite players. But that doesn't mean I can't have an opinion on his play. I still think he's a great guy, but I don't think that he can lead a team to the championship by his past. That doesn't mean that he's not great and one of the all-time greats. I don't understand this thinking that everyone has nowadays. Now, I was one of the big people who were against LeBron going up to Stephen A. Smith. Now, everybody's calling me a hater. They're saying I'm against LeBron. It's not true. I just don't agree with a lot of moves LeBron makes. Since he made the move to go to Miami Heat, then go back to Cleveland, then go to L.A., I lose respect for you when those things happen.
When you team hopping like that.
Right. Especially when you are a superstar and people are going to follow you where you are at. You're calling yourself the GOAT. You're the best player ever. You're the king. You're the chosen one. You got it tatted on your back. You're crowning yourself. But you can't stay in Cleveland. You got to run city to city to try to join with other players. And you're supposed to be the chosen great one. These are the reasons why we can't put you above Jordan. But you created this narrative. You and your homeboys, Chris, Paul, whatever dude name is, they the ones that created this narrative that they wanted LeBron to be the GOAT. They're the ones that got upset when people was like, oh, no, he's not better than Mike. Oh, what? That's disrespectful. They made this. Back in the day of just somebody said, hey, Jordan, I like Dr. J over Jordan. Nobody would have had an argument. Back in the day of you said, nah, Wilt was my favorite player over Jordan. You think we would care? We didn't argue over those things. Nowadays, it's disrespectful if you don't pick LeBron. And that when this became a problem. That's when all this shit became a fight all the time. Because y'all think it's disrespectful to not put LeBron over Jordan. Yep. I was listening to Mace, and Mace said it perfectly, man. The decisions you made in the past will never make you be over Jordan because he didn't have to run and connect with other players to win. They came to him. And because that did not happen in your career, we can never put you over the dude. Never. Doesn't matter how many points you score. Just like he said, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the leader Now, like I say to you all the time, he led the shit for years, decades. He was the leader. Did we make him number one? No, we didn't. We never said Kareem was the best because we know that in the 70s, Kareem couldn't win. He couldn't get past. He won MVPs. He was the best player of the 70s, no question, but he couldn't get it done. He won one championship in 10 years. Magic Johnson came, all of a sudden he's winning. So that's why a lot of people have Magic over Kareem. Even though Magic didn't play all those years, we know what happened to him. So he didn't break the records like Kareem did. Magic didn't play till he was 40, 50. So, you know, it's just sad that the route that we have to go nowadays to put LeBron on a pedestal. I like LeBron, man. I love what he's brought to the game. The game wouldn't even be worth watching the last 15 years if it wasn't for him. He makes it fun. But his fans make it unbearable because they don't think that anyone can think that anyone is better than LeBron or you're disrespecting him. And I think that's craziness to me. So I'm going to talk about the Suns a little bit, man, before we get up out of here. Let's go into the latest buzz surrounding the Suns. Owner Matt Ashiba's recent comments on the future of the team's big three, which has been straight up trash this year. It's just been bad. Highest salary in the league. The Suns currently sit at 30-36, holding the 11th spot in the Western Conference. And they are 2.5 games out of the final play-in spot. With the most expensive roster in the NBA, Phoenix has struggled since February, going 5-14. They have the toughest remaining schedule, with opponents holding a .592 winning percentage. So we're going to have to beat some good teams. In the beginning of the year, we had a whack-ass, easy-ass schedule, and we couldn't get wins. Now, Matt Ashiba, he's saying in a recent interview, Suns owner addressed rumors about potentially trading Kevin Durant in the summer and/or Devin Booker. Ashiba dismissed the idea of moving Booker, calling it silly. He emphasized that the team remains in a win-now mode despite the current struggles. I have to 100% disagree with you with that, Matt Sheba. We see what happened. Oh, can I get the TV? Can I get the remote? We saw what happened when we won, and when we went away from when we went into this mode of just win now. We saw what happened. It's not going on. We saw what happened when we went out of the win. When we went into we were already a good team. The new owner comes in, dismantles everything. He wants to win now, even though we had just went to the championship a couple years ago. We were already in a good position. We had a good young team that they could have built, a good nucleus that they could have built off of. They blew that up. Now, we cannot go back into that mode again of trying to build a team off of free agents. We need to go the Golden State route, draft good players, and build off of them. We're not going to win with this. This doesn't make any. The rules that were put in place a couple years ago to take away big time teams like Golden State, that the owners were pissed about LeBron and all these cats hooking up. So they've done everything they can to derail that. So I don't agree that we're going to try to keep it in win now mode. I think that we have to figure out a different route, man. Let's get some draft picks. Let's build off the draft. So the speculation with Kevin Durant has hit the highest peaks. Brian Windhurst suggested that Phoenix is likely to trade Durant in the offseason, stating they're going to trade Durant. And he knows that. The Suns' experiment with Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal on the court together has not worked, as they've been outscored by 3.3 points per 100 possessions. They don't play any defense. You can't get 9 offensive players and think that you're going to win. No, who's sacrificing for D? Everybody just want to score. Somebody has to sacrifice and play defense. No one's doing that. We can't get a point guard. We got 2-3 people out there. Point guard, this doesn't work. Devin Booker, the best passer on our team right now. It's horrible. All these point guards, they played well. They had all these great pass percentages and everything, turnover percentages. What happens when they get into the Suns? They're trash. There is speculation that the Suns could trade Booker to the Houston Rockets, who owns Phoenix's unprotected 2027 and 2029 first-round picks, as well as a swap rights in this year's draft. However, if Ashibia is adamant that Booker is the franchise cornerstone and that building around him remains priority, what is next for Phoenix? What is the move? What are we going to do? With the playoffs slipping out of reach and the Big Three struggling to find chemistry, the Suns face a critical offseason. Will Ashibia hold firm on keeping Booker while offloading Durant, or will the front office consider a rebuild? We got to get rid of Bradley Beal. I mean, I'm okay with keeping Durant, but Bradley Beal has to go. We've benched him. Nothing has worked with Bradley Beal. He's not a point guard. He's not good at the two. We have to get rid of Bradley Beal. That no trade clause has to go. We got to get rid of him. The other day, he's like, I got a no trade clause. I'm on my team. I feel good. We're losing. How the fuck you feel good? Like, straight up, I know your money is you're good. We understand that. But that's not how you're supposed to talk. We don't want people like that here. Hey, man, look, we're struggling. It's been a bad year. We haven't played up to what we thought that we should be. That's how we want to hear, but we don't hear that. I'm good. I got a no trade clause. I made my money. Like, dog, get him out of here. I respect Bradley Beal. He's from St. Louis. I love all that, but he's not working here, man. He's just not working. I mean, we got to do something, man. Is it going to be a full rebuild? We got to figure that out. But as this develops, we're going to keep you guys updated. We're going to talk about this. I don't know. I've given up on the playoffs for the Suns. We're just done. Unless the Mavs just straight tank and we get some wins in, we're not even going to make the play-in. Goddamn shame. So, man, this is going to be the end of the show. So thank you, guys, for tuning in. Everyone on TikTok, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok and Instagram for the latest updates and exclusive content. We'll see you next time on Habari Live. We appreciate everyone that stayed with us and watched. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.